Hey, good morning. Happy Sunday. Happy February 2nd. Happy day 2 of February and happy Super Bowl Sunday. Good morning. Good morning. Well, if you live in a football family like I do, this is a national holiday and all the things that go along with it, which means we've had a lot of pregame this week with a lot of watching of past Super Bowls and watching the NFL Honors Show last night. And I kind of had to learn a long time ago that today the TV is likely going to be on all day because we need to watch all the Super Bowl coverage. And if you're like us, you might be going to a Super Bowl party too. So let's dive into that a little bit because I just read an article that I think I have dog hair on my lip, but that's okay. I just read an article about the Monday after Super Bowl being one of the most trafficked at gyms and most highly streamed workouts of the year. We all know those days. We all know that January is a day when people want to get back in their health and fitness, and maybe even March, for spring break. Stay tuned for more information on my group, all designed for spring break, coming later this month. So stay tuned for more info on that. Push up some palm trees. But I think I was surprised to know that the Monday after Super Bowl Sunday is as trafficked, actually more so. It's one of the most trafficked at gyms and for live streamed workouts than any other day in the year. Isn't that so interesting? And as I thought about it, it really made sense to me because people start the year with these grand ideas of doing all the things, right? We as humans, we often set ourselves up to not have success. We want to go to the gym for 2 hours, clean out our pantry, just do all the things right off the bat. And then we quickly lose steam. And then we get to the Super Bowl, we're like, well, now I'm going to eat all of the food. And okay, on Monday, I'm getting back on track. So as I thought about it, it made sense. But if you are like me and you're going to a Super Bowl party a little bit later today, I want to give you some tips to navigate that Super Bowl party that won't take you to your fitness tomorrow out of guilt, but will help you enjoy your Super Bowl party tonight, enjoy the game, most of all, enjoy the halftime show. Hello, J-Lo and Shakira. So excited about that. Obsessed with J-Lo. But also when you get up and work out tomorrow and you have fitness as part of your lifestyle, you're not doing it out of guilt for what you ate. You're doing it because it makes you feel better. So let's talk about that Super Bowl party. Some ways that you can navigate the food there and the drink there, I suppose, and wake up tomorrow to work out, not out of guilt, but just because it's part of your life. So number one, I'm gonna go back to those tips that I gave you at the holidays. And that is, think of your calories like a bank. And you're gonna wake up this morning with X amount of calories in your bank. And when you choose to withdraw those calories, let's make that withdrawal worthwhile. So let me work you through what I know is going to be at my Super Bowl party that might help you make your decisions too. When I decide to withdraw from my bank of calories, I want to make sure that withdrawal is worthwhile. And one of the pieces of advice that I shared with you that I heard years ago that has really made a difference for me at big food events is make sure you're withdrawing when it's something that you can only get then. So the example I always use at the holidays is I'm going to withdraw my calories to eat a little bit of Aunt Suze's chocolate eclair cake. Aunt Suze's chocolate eclair cake came from a recipe that her mom, my husband's grandmother, made. Nobody else in the family makes it, and Aunt Suze only makes it at Christmas time. So I'm going to spend some calories on Aunt Suze's chocolate eclair cake. It has a lot of sentimental value. It only happens one day a year. I'm going to not spend calories on cheese and crackers that I could get any other day of the year. I want you to take that same mindset into your Super Bowl party today too. What is going to be offered there that you could only get one time a year, that you could only get on special occasions, and spend your calories there. So I was working through this as I was thinking about sharing with you today. I was working through this knowing what's going to be one of the pieces that's going to be at our Super Bowl party today. One of the pieces that's going to be there today is homemade guacamole. Now, I am a salt person. I'm not a sweet person. I am a salt person. So homemade guacamole to me is a huge treat. Now, you might say, well, Julie, you can make that anytime you want. I could, except I don't. And when it's just my husband and I and the dogs now to make homemade guacamole, my husband doesn't really like guacamole. He prefers salsa, so I'd just be making it for me. Then you make this guacamole that chances are I'm not going to eat all of it before it goes bad. Or if I do eat all of it, that might be bad. So I just don't make homemade guacamole here, but I love it. And I know that's gonna be at our Super Bowl party tonight. So, that's probably a place that I want to invest some calories. I wanna withdraw from my bank of calories and put them there because that's not something that I'm gonna get on the everyday. What goes along with guacamole? Chips. Okay, I'm a salt person, not a sweet person. I know that about myself. You have to be self-aware no matter what you're navigating, no matter if it's a Christmas party, Easter buffet, or a Super Bowl party. It doesn't matter. Whatever you're navigating, you have to be self-aware. I am self-aware to know that I'm a salt person and I really love chips. Left to my own devices, I'm always going to choose the salt over the sweet. If I start down the chip path without some self-awareness, I could spiral very quickly into a place that does not make me feel good and does not move me towards my goals. So I have to be self-aware going into that and spend my calories on the homemade guacamole, a few chips, but then eat the guacamole with as many veggies as I want. So that's a trade-off for me, right? I'm not gonna eat all the guacamole and spend my calories there and all the chips and spend all my calories there, because also remember, I really could get chips any day, but I can't get homemade guacamole every day. That's where I'd rather spend my calories. And so I'm gonna choose to eat that homemade guacamole more with carrots and celery and a few chips. And then once we've decided where we're going to spend our calories, once we've decided, okay, I'm making a withdrawal from my bank of calories and I'm gonna spend it on this homemade guacamole that I can only get here because I'm not gonna make it at home. This is a special treat, so this is where I'm going to spend it. I'm going to put some on my plate, but then here's the second part of it. I'm going to walk away. I'm actually going to walk away from the table and go sit down and watch J-Lo. And I don't know about you. Hold on. But if I ever need inspiration to really stay on top of my health and fitness goals and maybe not eat the bag of chips, I think J-Lo and Shakira as a halftime show and watching them is pretty strong inspiration because holy cow, I just admire J-Lo so much. Her work ethic is super inspiring to me. So I'm not really comfortable stuffing my face with chips while I'm watching J-Lo on the screen. So that's another piece of inspiration for me. And sometimes we have to find those sort of intrinsic pieces of inspiration to help us stay in tune with our health and fitness goals, because it can be very easy to go to a party and just let it all go. But then we're the ones that wake up the next day feeling not so good. And that doesn't mean not so good because of what you ate. Like, you physically just don't feel so good. So tip number one, same tip as that I give at the holidays. From your bank of calories, invest them or spend them in something you can only get at special events. Do not invest your calories in something that you can get any day, every day. That's just a waste of calories. Look at the table. What is there? What can you only get on this day? Spend your calories there. Number two, you may have to negotiate with yourself a little bit and be self-aware. I know that I really love salt and I'd like to eat all the chips, so I'm gonna have to negotiate and be very self-aware. That's called being a grown-up and having some goals and wanting to reach those goals, okay? That's not depriving myself because I don't wanna wake up feeling like crap tomorrow, like physically feeling like crap tomorrow. So it's called being a grown-up and being self-aware and not stuffing your face in the bag of chips like maybe you could when you were in high school, although that's not good for you then either. It's just not good for you, period. So I'm going to negotiate and be a little self-aware. I'm gonna take some chips and then I'm gonna fill my plate with veggies to eat the homemade guacamole where I've decided that's where I'm gonna spend my calories. So that's number two, a little bit of negotiation, a lot of self-awareness. Number three, walk away from the table. Walk away from the table. Do not stand and graze. When we do that, it's just human nature. When we stand and graze, we eat more calories than what we're even aware of. We completely forget. So take the plate and walk away, and then go put yourself in front of J-Lo and look at her. And it might be tough to eat some of those chips while you're watching her on the screen. So take your plate and walk away. Number four, you have to be cognizant of the alcohol that you consume. You just have to. Again, this is part of being a grown-up. Also, this is Super Bowl Sunday, so likely kids have school tomorrow, parents have jobs tomorrow, life happens tomorrow. And I don't care if you're going to the gym for 6 hours tomorrow or not, stuff is happening tomorrow, and you drinking a lot of alcohol tonight is probably not going to set you up for a really good day or week tomorrow. So you also have to be cognizant of that, and that's called being a grown-up. So you can't go drink all the drinks and then expect to get up and function at your best tomorrow. It just is what it is. So you've got to be cognizant of that as well, because sometimes I don't drink. So I just don't. So I just know from other people and from being a health and fitness professional that alcohol has calories that we don't count in our heads. You know, it's kind of like a juice or something. You know, sometimes we drink orange juice or cranberry juice or some kind of pineapple juice or something like that, and we forget that that juice has calories because we're drinking it. So sometimes we forget, we just think the stuff we eat has calories, but actually no, the stuff we drink has calories too. So we've got to be really cognizant and self-aware of that as well, that we're drinking it, but it also has calories. And this all goes along together, that sometimes when we're drinking, we also forget that we're eating, and now we drink more, and then there's eating that happens that we're not aware of, and it just becomes this really weird cycle that, again, it's a Sunday night, and tomorrow we're back to, you know, it's a Monday morning. And if you already don't love your job or your life on Monday, I hate to break it to you, but a lot of alcohol and food on a Sunday night is not going to make your Monday any better. In fact, it's going to make it worse. So you've got to be self-aware of what's happening tonight, because it's going to affect your day tomorrow. It just is what it is. So set yourself up for a week ahead by being cognizant, by being self-aware, by really staying present in the moment. And the Super Bowl is about the commercials and the halftime show and the game as much as it is about the food. Yeah, food's an important part of it. That's just kind of our American tradition, but it's not the only part of it. So invest your calories wisely, period. You've really got to be on top of where you want to put your calories and where you can only get that thing this day and not something that you can get any day. Make sure that you're negotiating a little bit with yourself. If you know what your downfall is, if you know that you're a sweet tooth person, don't be hovering over by the dessert table. Like, you're just setting yourself up for not success, and that makes no sense. You're smarter than that. So be cognizant, be self-aware, fill your plate, leave the room. Be very aware of the stuff that you're drinking that you may not be registering has calories and does, and also affects what you're eating. And remember that tomorrow is Monday, and you're back at work, you're back at parenting, you're back at life tomorrow, and too much of anything tonight is going to set you up for a not so great week ahead, because then you're going to start Monday already feeling behind and the rest of the week playing catch up, and it's just the Super Bowl, you know? It's just not worth setting yourself for, and almost like losing a whole week of your life for a few beers on a Sunday night. That makes no sense to me. Also, it's going to be really hard to get up at 5 a.m. tomorrow if you're partying too hard tonight. And tomorrow is day 3 of February. So I hope these tips helped you. Have so much fun at your Super Bowl party, but have fun in ways that don't make you feel like junk tomorrow, because that's not fun. Feeling like junk, physically, mentally, all of that, that's not fun. And if you need a plan to get back on track, you've gotten off your 2020 resolutions and you need a plan to get back on track, you know I've got you covered. I'm starting a new group on February 24th. It's all about getting ready for spring break and life. We train for spring break, yeah, because we want to feel confident in our skin and we want to have energy to play with our kids. We want to feel sexy in the sundress. But we train for life. Push-ups and palm trees. It's coming February 24th. I'm super excited about that. Have a lot of fun tonight. Enjoy your friends. Enjoy your family. Enjoy the game. Enjoy that halftime show. Wake up tomorrow, 5 a.m., feeling like the rock star that you are. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.